Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we're going to go over my 2 round mock draft. This is my second one in the 2021 mock draft season. So, this is serious? Boom. Got more time, baby. Alright, guys, so this is a lot of fun. This particular mock draft is more of a scenario based mock draft. I love to do these. You guys have been following me for a long time. I go through scenario based mock drafts. So, without further ado, guys, we're going to get into this one. It's sure to spark a good conversation. Okay, let's have a grown conversation about this, and let me know what you guys think about these players. All right, so without further ado, round one of the 2021 mock draft season, the Cowboys select Rashawn Slater, 6'3", 305. Okay, Rashawn Slater is getting a lot of attention from a lot of draft nicks. I've been seeing his name pop off here and there. I have to say, at first, I was not on board with this at all, to be quite honest. Only because of the size and the arm length. Okay, so I think this is going to be the key for him. You know, he does have the credentials, and everybody has seen the film of him in Ohio State. He did a good job against AJ Epinesa out of Iowa, a good, defensive end there. He shut him down too, as well as Chase Young and a variety of other edge rushers in the Big Ten. So, like I said, 6'3", 305, 3-year starter, 2 years at left tackle, and in 2019 he finished out at right tackle. So he did opt out in 2020. So that is something that you have to keep in mind. But before that, in 2019, 0 sacks allowed. Pretty impressive. Plays with power. That's what I like about him. Plays with a lot of power. He's got some athleticism to him, and he's got a big, strong lower trunk, so he's able to stifle a lot of these pass rushers. Now, will he be able to do this at the next level, at the NFL level? These guys, they refine their skills. Would he be able to shut down Chase Young again after Chase Young has had a full year of experience at the NFL level? I wouldn't expect that. I think, in the rematches, you will see some wins and losses there, if this were to come to fruition. But nevertheless, good player. He is training there in Frisco. I mentioned this in my tweets. Dane Brugler mentioned this, that he's training in Frisco. So my guess he's either training with Exo's team or D1, one of those there at Frisco. So, but we shouldn't take too much into that. A lot of these professional athletes, they train at Exos there at Frisco, including some of the players that the Cowboys have drafted and have not drafted in previous seasons. So, don't take too much stock into that, but he is training there locally in Frisco, so Cowboys will definitely have more opportunities to scout this player if they want to go that route. How would he help the Cowboys? This all comes down to, what is the future with Tyron Smith? Is he going to be a cut? Are the Cowboys having discussions about releasing Tyron Smith? I've been talking about making a move there for like 2 seasons, and a lot of people are like, nah, you're losing your mind, this and that. I mean, the writing's on the wall. You can't continue to hope that these players are going to come back and be better than they were. They're not. Like I said, he's on the back end of that career arc. He's not going to get better. He's just going to get worse. Okay, so he played 2 games, looked okay, but then, that was it. He was done. He had a neck issue. So he's got a neck, a back, knees. It just isn't looking good. 30 years old. He's been in the league since 2011. That was Jason Garrett's first pick back then. So, great player, though. Great player. One of the best that's ever put the star on the helmet, Tyron Smith. So, he's a legend, man. He's a legend. He's one of the best that has ever played the offensive line position. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, in my opinion. But, we are talking about this offensive line needs a little bit of a revamp, and I think they started that process, not by their choice. Travis Frederick, retired. He was coming back from his health issues and that kind of thing. So we got Tyler Biadasz. I mean, you're even seeing Zach Martin start to show up on the injury report here the last 2 seasons. He didn't miss much of anything in 2019. I think it was 1 game, the first time ever. But then this season, he's showing up again here with a few more games. So, these guys, they hold up for a good while. But once you get into the back end of these careers, these injuries will start to come up more and more. So Zach Martin, you know, we got a couple more seasons out of him, but you are probably going to see these injuries start to rear their ugly head on him because I mean he's been in the league since 2014. Same with DeMarcus Lawrence. These guys are getting a little bit long in the tooth. Okay, so Rashawn Slater at left tackle makes sense. There now, would you take him at 10? It's a possibility. It's a possibility. I think he would do even better at guard. I think he would be an All-Pro at guard. I think this guy is built specifically for guard. Now it'll be interesting to see how he measures at the NFL scouting combine. The Northwestern website has him officially listed at 6'3", 305. So you kind of want a little bit more height out of your tackles, 6'5" and above. So 6'3", kind of pushing it there. And like I said, the arm length, he's going to probably measure around 32. I think the standard around the league, they prefer, 33 and above. So we'll see if that dings him at all. But, it is an option. Dane Brugler put him in his mock draft as well. And, you go watch the games and you can definitely see why he's considered one of the top tackles in this offensive line group, offensive tackle guard. Somebody's going to utilize his skill set really well. I'm not going to say he's a can't miss candidate because you do need to find out what has he been doing this season. In 2020 he opted out, so you'll have to see about that. Guys, let me know what you think about Rashawn Slater. If you're a fan of Northwestern and follow this player, let me know in the comments what you think about Rashawn Slater. Next, we're going to the second round of this mock draft. We're taking a look. We're staying in the trenches, baby. Damion Nixon, defensive tackle out of Iowa. Okay, really good player, man. The more I watch this guy, the more I think that he may not even make it to the second round where we're at. We'll see what Christian Barmore does. I don't know if he's officially declared for the draft or not. There's rumors that he's leaning that way. For me, he's, DT1, DT2. You have different options there, and Damion Nixon out of Iowa will be in that mix, and it would not surprise me if he sneaks into the first round. As we go through this process, I think he's gonna test really well at the combine. I think that's gonna boost him up. Plays with quickness, man. This guy, he's got a motor. The history on this guy is pretty interesting as well. He's an Outland Trophy finalist. A lot of these guys that are in the competition for the Outland Trophy on the offensive and defensive line, a lot of times these guys end up being really solid players in the NFL. So Damion Nixon, man, boost up that position there with the Cowboys, the interior of that defensive line, and don't stop. Don't settle, man. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I love what we have out of Neville Gallimore. What are they going to do with Antoine Woods? There's talks that maybe they're going to bring back Gerald McCoy. I wouldn't hold my breath on that. We saw what happened with these name recognition players. Their heyday is behind them. They're rotational players at best. So I wouldn't count on that. Tristan Hill, I need to see a lot more. I think he did good in training camp, and I think he responded well to the coaching until he got his injury. So that's a little bit of a question mark for me. You need to add another defensive tackle in this draft. Damion Nixon would be a beautiful pick here if you can get him in the second round, if he lasts that long. Nonstop motor, grew up in Wisconsin. He turned down Alabama. Okay, so he was going to be part of this outstanding Alabama factory. We always talk about these factories, and Alabama is a defensive line factory, especially at the defensive tackle position. Allen, Deron Payne, a lot of these guys that are in the league right now, even in rotational capacities, but he turned them down, went to Iowa, and really good. What I like about him, he's quick. His short range speed is really good, and he has long range speed. Yeah, I had an interception, returned it all the way for a touchdown, 71 yards. He's got a motor, short range speed, long range speed. Like I said, he's going to test outstanding at the combine. He's a hell of a player. He's also training with the Exos combine training facility. So these guys are going to be prepared for the NFL draft with the combine numbers. They're going to show out. So I expect a lot of these guys to move up. You know what I mean? And Nixon could be one of these players. But if he's there in the second round, that's going to be my selection I'm not even blinking twice at this. He's the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. Led the Big Ten for tackles for a loss. 33 tackles for a loss. That means penetration. That means beating your guy and bullying them around. Nixon is a bully. Same as Barmore. We need more bullies on this team. You do. You gotta have the bully in you to bull rush and just be that guy. Be that presence where I'm gonna beat the crap out of you for a full 4 quarters. That's bullying people around. We've seen what happens with Aaron Donald bullying people around, and some of these other premier defensive tackles. It's a full 4 quarters of harassment, and some of these guards cannot handle it. We saw Connor Williams; he gets bullied. You know, yes, Connor Williams looked good through the season, but he looks good when the guys around him were not as good. So you gotta kind of take that into consideration when you're talking about him. But Damion Nixon, my second round pick, guys. So first round, Rashawn Slater. Second round, Damion Nixon. Let me know what you guys think about these picks, about these players. If you're a fan of these colleges, let me know what you think about these players, and let me know what your 2 round mock draft would be. Let me know in the comments, guys. We're gonna keep ramping this up, and more mock drafts will be coming along as we navigate this season. The Frisco Report on Tuesday, we will take a deep dive into the Senior Bowl. Mike and I will take a look at the Senior Bowl, guys, to keep an eye on. So keep an eye on that one as well. But that's all I have right now, guys. Shout out to all my subscribers out there. Can't do this without you. All my members, thank you very much. You guys show out every time in the live streams and in the comments. Appreciate all you guys. But that's all I have. Catch you for the next one, guys. Peace.